Hey everyone, welcome back. Um, I'm glad to be back. Just came back from vacation, um, and we had a lot of things that happened since I've been gone. So we'll go ahead and jump into it and talk about the last few days. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and jump into it. So, as you can see here, I think where we last left off, we were on this candle, this daily candle here. And I was saying things were looking positive, which they kind of were because we were holding a level of support here, this key level of support 33,402, and we were tracking back upwards. Unfortunately, that next day, we basically fell through all of that and closed below our 33,402. I drew out this trend line uh, to see if we were going to hold this upward momentum, and obviously that didn't work out. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete that for now. So where does that leave us? So over the last few days, we basically fell through. We cleared this line of resistance by closing up here, but then we immediately fell back through, and then we tapped our green line of support here, closed, came back, and we opened up and came back down below our support line, tap resistance, and then we tap resistance again on a bullish hammer candle. But today it looks like we have hit this resistance line too many times, and now we're starting to kind of free fall. We're down currently 4.25% for the day, and there's not a lot of support to kind of keep this candle up. I mean, this is the kind of the Fibonacci retracement level of support here that we're underneath. We'd have to, go up a solid amount, probably 2-3% before this candle closes, um, to reclaim that level of support. But the other thing that we need to look at here is our relative strength index. And if you remember, we've been kind of following that for the last few days, or weeks rather. And as you can see, we tapped the resistance line on the support one final time, and that was ultimately this candle that we left on. And now you can see after this large negative candle, it looks like we have broken our level of support here on this uptrend. So it ultimately means that our resistance level, our resistance line rather, has claimed victory, if you want to say that, and we are still continuing on this downtrend. So at this point, uh, I'm just going to go ahead and delete our support level here. Let me go ahead and move this over. I keep screwing up that, and I keep forgetting that my camera is blocking. Um, so now we're at a point where we're just going to keep watching, our relative strength index to see when we will eventually break this resistance line. Um, as you can see, we're not, at the lowest levels we've ever been. We did come down here back in mid-May. We'll see if we uh, re-enter those levels. Uh, and yeah, that's it for the relative strength index. You know, kind of looking like we're still on a downward trend. So finally, the last thing I'd like to point out is I've kind of drawn this downward trend line that's kind of forming a little wedge pattern down here. But you can see we got kind of this level of support where we have candles that are closing above this trend line. I think the interesting thing is to see is if we're going to remain inside this wedge pattern, where will we break out? Will we break out of this resistance line and finally start making moves to the upside, or will we break below this support line and see very low lows? I'm seeing articles stating that we're going to go to 25K or 20K Bitcoin. Um, The only way that's going to happen is if we, break down these resistance lines. So, we have the 28732 here that was tapped back in late June, and then we have this 26365 level that I have determined to be the next area of potential resistance, or support rather, based on previous uptrends in wave impulses from the uh, the big bulls run that we had back in early 2021. So at this point, we're going to continue this downtrend. There's nothing that I'm seeing that is indicating a reversal of any sort, and we're going to be probably playing in this little area here because we have respected this resistance line for a good amount of time now. So the since mid June. Um, so it's been legitimately a month of us respecting this red resistance line. We will see if we can eventually break the resistance line and come back down and hold it as support. That's the key. So as you can see here, when we broke, let me go ahead and zoom in. When we broke right here, um, it's understood that you're going to come back down because you can't just break a level of resistance and then just keep going. I mean, you can if you have a lot of volume behind it, but right now there's not a lot of volume in Bitcoin, and so I expected this to come down. Now, what the optimal or optimistic expectation would be for it to come down and hold this line of support and then start building its way up. Obviously, it didn't happen. It broke down and it fell actually below the bottom wick of the previous candle. So, um, yeah, that's just what we're waiting on now at this point. Seeing if we can eventually break this resistance line and then start to kind of build our way up. In terms of speaking on like a long term investment plan scale, I think we got a long ways to go before we start to make new highs and start to generate a positive uptrend. There's just so much. We're generating so many levels of resistance at this point that it's going to be a lot. We're below all of our moving averages. We're below our bull market support band. We have resistance trend lines. We have you know levels of support that we have broken down that are now our levels of resistance. So it's going to take months. It really is. We are, like I said before, I believe we are in now a bear market. I mean, we've been in a negative downtrend since I mean, you can say it started right here, but honestly, we've been in this downtrend since mid-April. Uh, so, what is that? It's like 3 months of lower prices. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't call that a bear market. So yeah, we'll see what is to come. I'll keep you updated day by day. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.